Hi, I'm Dr. Tieraona Low Dog, an integrative medical physician and herbalist. You know, if somebody was to ask me what would be the most important group of plants for modern times, I'd probably say the adaptogens. Adaptogens are plants that help our bodies adapt to stressful environments, to a changing environment. And they do this in very non-specific ways. You know, the first adaptogen that was ever really investigated was ginseng. And in the 1940s and 50s, Soviet scientists were researching ginseng, trying to figure out, like, why is it such an expensive herb and why does it have all these claims behind it that people thought it was just this amazing plant? And these researchers found that ginseng seemed to have a normalizing effect when you gave it to animals or to people. Didn't matter sort of what was out of balance, it brought it back into balance in this very gentle way. That was where the term adaptogen was actually coined, was original from Soviet researchers. Since that time, we've learned a lot about ginseng and other plants that have this normalizing effect, this sort of protective effect on the body. Today, you know, so many people that come in to see me are feeling the effects of stress. They're feeling the effects of worry and stress and long hours at work and, you know, and not to mention things that they can't really control. A lot of the environment, you know, the quality of the air or air pollution or noise pollution, light pollution, many of the things that are just sort of surrounding them. And it causes the body's physiologic homeostatic mechanisms to become challenged or out of balance. Adaptogens, and there's a number of them, rhodiola, ashwagandha, you know, maca, ginseng, eleuthero. There's a number of these adaptogens that have a normalizing effect on our physiology. Some are quite stimulating. Rhodiola, for example, is quite stimulating. When you give it to individuals, they feel very energized. So people who feel, you know, really tired and they feel a lot of just, you know, fatigue, rhodiola can be a wonderful adaptogen for them. For somebody like me, rhodiola is way too stimulating, right? So I'm more drawn to ashwagandha for myself. Ashwagandha is the most calming or relaxing of the adaptogens. It comes to us from the subcontinent of India. And it's been used in their system of medicine, in Indian medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, for a very long time to sort of nourish and strengthen the nervous system. So I think many people benefit from ashwagandha today. Ginseng is another interesting one. We have an American ginseng, and then there are a number of Asian species of ginseng as well. Ginseng is interesting. I learned about Panax ginseng or Asian ginseng when I was doing martial arts many years ago. And they would make the tea like in a double boiler. And in the top, they would take the root and cook it until it was sort of a golden yellow, and they would drink it. And they would drink it to really strengthen the qi or really strengthen the body. Contrary to what most people think in the United States, ginseng was not typically used for young warriors. It was often used for people who were convalescing, people who were getting older, who were feeling kind of weak. So when I think of adaptogens and I think of modern living, I think this is a class of herbs that could be so beneficial to us in our lives. There is no pharmacologic equivalent. We do not have a tonifying group of pharmaceuticals that you sort of take to normalize your physiology. I think there's a tremendous amount of interest in adaptogens. I think we're learning much more of how they're used. And I would invite you to consider adaptogens in your own life to find the one that might work for you. You don't have to take adaptogens all the time. Adaptogens are not necessary to take all the time. Many of us take them, you know, for a 4 or 6 week period, maybe 8 weeks when we're feeling sort of tired or really stressed. I take mine during the holiday season when I know that I'm going to be very busy and we're going to be inundated with family and friends and nobody's going to get a lot of sleep. Those are the times when I use it to sort of just give my immune system and my nervous system and all of my physiology just a little extra added protection. So there are a lot of good books. David Winston has an excellent book on adaptogens that I highly recommend if you want to learn more about it. And of course, I talk about adaptogens in my own book, Healthy at Home. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I'm telling you, there's a lot that you can do to help yourself thrive in these modern times. From my house to yours, in good health.